Okay, I've got a lot to say. Ironheart review, let's go. So firstly, I love how Riri is such a beast when she doesn't have the suit, such as a scene where she was in a Nerf battle by the Hood's goons, and she was home aloning everyone. It was fearless. And speaking of that scene, that Velma character, she's pretty cool, and her sorcerer powers may link to a potential strange academy project at some point. And on top of that, Caecilius was referenced. I never thought his name would ever be uttered by anyone's blowhole again. But next, Ezekiel Stain is now getting a taste for that villain bubble tea, and he was kind of corny in my opinion. He wasn't intimidating at all, and Riri probably could have easily crushed him if plot armor didn't exist. But moving on, we also got a new suit for Ironheart, and at first I thought it looked like a teapot, but in action I got used to it and it grew on me, especially with that beautifully polished CGI. I loved how the effects looked throughout this whole series. But the big daddy is the finale. It was really bold and daring. For example, Marvel's version of Charmander, Mephisto, finally makes his Met Gala debut and is being played by the multifaceted Sacha Baron Cohen, who is just a perfect casting and gave a spine-chilling performance with the accent switches, the delivery. It was exceptional. And even though we didn't actually see the devil version of Mephisto because most of that CGI budget went to Ironheart, which I'm not complaining, we did see the real Mephisto get teased, so we'll see what happens with that. But additionally, we also know that the Hood, who is great throughout this entire series, made a deal with the devil. He made a deal with Mephisto to get greasy rich, but clearly that backfired on him in an aggressive and crazy way through this Ironheart fight, and I loved watching that all go down. It was very fun and also weird. But the thing I thought that made this episode, like I said, bold and daring, was how it ended. Like, Riri made a deal with the devil as well to bring Natalie back to life. That's how it ended, and that's it, which is so fire. But as you can tell from my reviews, I'm up and down on the show, so overall, I think it's an alright series. The beginning was really weak, and then eventually it got strong, but the show needs to stay strong throughout. However, I wouldn't mind a season 2 to wrap up these loose plot threads, but I don't know if the show has the motion for that. However, what do you guys think of the series?